Solve the equation using the quadratic formula. Here we have x squared equals 2x minus 37. So remember that here's the quadratic formula, but the thing that we need to make sure is that everything is in standard form. Remember that standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c, and that's equal to 0. Well, currently, if we take a look at this problem, we have x squared, and then that is equal to 2x minus 37. Now, if you notice, I left a space there after the x squared is because it's not in standard form. In order for us to put this in standard form, we need to subtract 2x to both sides. And then we also need to add the 37 to both sides. Okay, so what do we get in step 2? Well, now we end up getting x squared minus 2x plus 37, and that's equal to 0. Okay, so now it's in standard form. Now we can identify, what does a equal? Well, a equals 1. What does b equal? That equals -2. And c equals 37. So now let's go ahead and then write the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x, which is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now we're going to go ahead and then plug in the values of a, b, and c. Well, we have a negative, and the value of b is -2. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. Well, b is -2, and then we're going to square that. Minus 4 times the value of a, which is +1, and the value of c, which is 37. And then we're going to divide that by 2 times a, and a is 1. Okay, now let's go ahead and simplify a little further. A negative times a -2 is going to give us a +2. Plus or minus, well, -2 squared is 4. And then we need to subtract 4 times 37. 4 times 37 is 148. And then we're going to divide that by 2 times 1, which is 2. Simplifying a little further, we have 2 plus or minus, well, 4 minus 148 is going to give us -144. And that's over 2. Okay. Now the next step is, now we need to simplify this -144. So this is going to be 2 plus or minus, well, the square root of 144 is 12. And the square root of -1 is I. So it's going to be 2 plus or minus 12i over 2. But then we need to simplify this a little further. This is 2 over 2 plus or minus 12 over 2i. So we end up getting the following. Well, 2 divided by 2 is 1, plus or minus 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that's plus or minus 6i. And so therefore that's going to be our answer. So we have 1 plus or minus 6i. So let's go ahead and put that in here. So we have 1 plus or minus 6i. Check our answer, and there is our result.